This is a piece that's inspired by ideas from my son. If it turned out to be very popular, though, for some reason, I'll be taking the credit, obviously. So it's this idea that in lots of drama, TV and films, that the baddies are often presented as being quite incompetent. And in particular, they often, it seems to me, give away their advantage much too easily. It's the classic thing that happens in Bond films. Bond early on is the complete mercy of the chief baddie. And for some reason, rather than just finishing Bond off, the chief baddie leaves him with some rather incompetent hench people to kill him. And of course, once the chief baddie's out of the way and Bond's just with the incompetent hench people, he finds a way to escape and to harass the chief baddie some more. Well, it seems to me if they just, killed him when they had an opportunity, then things would be much more straightforward. And this also happens in Gladiator. It's a classic scene. Commodus really needs to kill Maximus for a whole range of reasons there, really. He could easily have done that or arranged for it to be done, but he chooses to send Maximus off with, I must admit, I thought they looked like pretty promising sort of hired killers, those four guys. But anyway, they get into the woods and they turn out to be not as competent as I thought. And Maximus, played by Russell Crowe, escapes. And so that's kind of the rest of the film. So I suppose my first point there is to baddies is when you've got the advantage, I strongly suggest that you take full advantage. And not give the chief goody a chance to escape. But this also comes up, and a sort of related point is this idea that often in films the baddies will plant a bomb somewhere, and almost always this bomb has a very visible countdown on it. And it seems to me that's an interesting one because it means that even if the goodies, or once the goodies have found the bomb, they know when it's going to explode because it's almost always set to explode on 0. And so they kind of know what they're dealing with. So it seems to me it'd be much better if what the baddies did was maybe not have a clock so visible and also set the bomb to go off at a time other than 0 because then, clearly that confers on them a huge advantage, and that's very easy to do with today's electronic wizardry. And of course, this is a classic motif in one of the Bond films. Bond stops a bomb going off with about 2 seconds left on the timer. And we were watching an episode of Spooks recently, and it's a similar kind of thing. So they end up with a number of bombs being placed. They sort of get to the first 3 or 4 and defuse them, and then so the big scene at the end is there's a bomb under a hospital, and Adam from Spooks is there, and they can't work out how to defuse this bomb, and things look very grim. And then with 2 seconds to go, they work it out, and the bomb's defused, and everything's all right. But I was thinking, what would have happened? And this surely is almost too obvious, if they'd set the bomb to go off with, say, 18 hours to spare. So you can imagine now that Adam and the other people from Spooks turn up. They find the bomb in the bowels of the hospital. Brilliant. They look at the timer, and it's got 18 hours still to go. So then they're going, we found it. Oh, look at this. There's 18 hours left before it's going to get to 0 and explode. We've got loads and loads and loads of time to sort this out. So my message is to baddies, shape up a bit, stop being so obvious.